Today we are working on section 2.6% problems. So we will be starting with solving percent problems. Number 1, translate words into equations by replacing the what phrase with a variable, which is usually when we use an X or a Y. Hint, remember percent numbers are written as decimals. Number 2, solve the equation. Number 3, interpret your results. See if your answer makes sense in the problem. So let's do these examples. Number 1, what number is 29% of 350? So I like to do it, number, we're going to use X, is means an equal sign. 29%, we will use the decimal for that. Of, the word of always means multiplication. 350. So technically we don't need that multiplication sign between the parentheses, but I just put it there to show you. So we have 0.29 times 350. Well, X would equal 101.5. Let's go to number 2. The number 78 is what percent? So we don't know, so that's our X, of 150. So times 150. So let's go ahead and solve for that. Let's divide out that 150. Divide out 150. Now we have 78 divided by 150. That equals 0.52, which is also 52% when we convert it, that decimal, to a percentage. Number 3, the number 23 is 60% of what number? So 23 is 60%, we're going to write in a decimal, of what number? Of our X. So now we solve for X, divide out the 0.60 on both sides. Now we have 23 divided by 0.60, and we get 38.3. So we will write X equals 38.3. And that is our answer. That is the number. Percent of change may be represented as percent of increase, and percent of decrease. Percent of decrease. So percent of change is equal to the amount of change divided by the beginning amount. So for example, what is the percent of increase if a particular item went from $59 to $63.95? Well, first we have to find the change that happened. So $63.95 minus $59. And if we do the math here, we end up with $4.95. So let's go ahead and put the change in. The amount of change goes in the numerator. And for the denominator, we have the beginning amount was $59, so 59.00. So if we do 4.95 divided by 59.00, we get 0.08389 and some other numbers. But we are going to round to just the percent. Let's make this decimal into a percent, and we will round it to 8.39%. 8.39%, and that is our answer. That's where we just did something like that on the beginning page. Percent of change equals amount of change over beginning amount. Our amount of change Now we go to percent problem solving. It says sometimes it is helpful to reword the problem. Let's look at number 1. Susie Shopper wants to purchase a new dress that is on sale for 30% off. If the sale price is $75, what was the original price? So let's go ahead and look at this. We see that it's 30% off. And so if it's 30% off, we know that you pay 70%. So let's go ahead and do $75 is 70% of what? So let's write this as an equation. 75 equals 70%. Let's put it into a decimal times x of what? We don't know. So let's divide out that 0.700 on both sides. That cancels out, and it comes out to x equals $107.14. Number 2, Danny Dieter took his friend to dinner, and after adding in a 20% tip, his total bill was $92.85. What was the cost of the dinner before the tip? Okay, let's notice here we had 20% tip. That means he paid 100% of the bill plus 20%. So that comes out to he paid a total of 120%. So let's put that into a word equation. 120% of what is $92.85. So that looks like 120% as a decimal is 1.2. Of means multiplication. What is what? So 120% is our decimal, 1.2. Of is our multiplying. What is our x? Is our equal sign, 92.85. So we divide out the 1.2 from both sides. This didn't right. There we go. And we end up with x equals $77.38. There we go. Let's do number 3. I noticed on Monday the gas price at my favorite station was $2.09 per gallon, but on Saturday the price was $2.29 per gallon. What was the percent of increase from Monday to Saturday? So if you remember, so we're going to find that change. So we had $2.29 minus that 2.09. Our difference is 0.20. So we will do divided by the beginning of our amount of change divided by the beginning amount, which was $2.09. And we divide that, and we will come out with 0. Let's switch that back to red. 0.09569 and then some numbers. We are going to convert this decimal into a percentage. So we have, let's go ahead and turn it into a percent. We end up with 9.57%, and we will round. So 9.57.